What is going on, everyone? Welcome into Big Time Football Talk. So I want to start off with this. I want to just say we are witnessing greatness when it comes to, Russell Wilson, Pat Mahomes. These two guys are just, doing some incredible things right now, and I really just am trying not to take it for granted. I wanted to start off with Mahomes on opening night. That kind of just shows you like the talent of him and this team. Effortlessly against the Texans, went 211 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. Didn't even need to turn on the Jets. It was just, the supporting cast was great. Edwards-Helaire had kind of his coming out party. Mahomes struggled a little bit with the Chargers, but I think that was a game. It's kind of like, I almost want to say they're, borderline getting bored with winning here, but even at one of his worst days, they still was good enough to beat, a Chargers team that was hungry and was motivated with a young quarterback that really wanted to get that week 2 win. But this kind of reminds me what the Chiefs have right now. This kind of reminds me of the Golden State Warriors. This is a team that it's becoming a little too easy, and you almost don't want them to get bored with winning, but that's kind of seems like what is happening a little bit. And, Mahomes reminds me of Curry. When these guys just want to turn it on, they can just turn it on and they can just get, a double-digit lead like that. Like you saw Monday night against the Ravens. You saw their offense just start clicking, and then, boom, it was already a 27-10, 2-score lead. And, That's just how quick this team can just turn it on. It's almost like a light switch. When it's go time, they go, and it's kind of scary when that offense is rolling and all those pieces. But Mahomes is just an incredible talent, and Russell Wilson, another guy that is incredible talent too. Now with his 14 touchdown passes through 3 games this year, just incredible. The one interception coming against New England, but it came off a tip pass. And, one of the throws in that game really just shows, Wilson's talent, arm talent, and accuracy was the deep downfield pass to DK Metcalf. That ball, he just kind of lofted and it just fell right into DK's arms. It was, pretty good coverage against Gilmore. That was a great matchup all night. But just the perfect throw, beat the good coverage, and, just dropped it right in the bucket, they'd say. But, just an amazement with Mahomes and Wilson's talent right now and what they're doing in obviously a very competitive league. Bill Belichick just knows how hard it is to stop Russell Wilson. That's something he came out and said. But pocket presence is just incredible for Wilson. His ability to escape and make plays. He's one of the toughest quarterbacks to bring down in the NFL, and so I'm just, every time I tune into, Mahomes and Wilson, I try not to take it for granted. It's kind of like what LeBron's doing. I haven't watched as much playoff basketball, but I'm kind of just soaking in the greatness while it lasts, because I know LeBron doesn't have too many more good years. But and Wilson getting up there in age too. Not, obviously, I think he'd still play at a high level, but you just want to, take in the greatness while you can. From Mahomes and, Russell Wilson. But, yeah, I want to get to the Bills-Rams game. Start off, the Bills were super hot, and, Josh Allen looked not only confident, but looked very composed and comfortable in the pocket, which is, a very, very good sign for Bills fans and the Bills team, because, last year I didn't think he was always as comfortable in the pocket. But that first touchdown to Tyler Kroft was a really good demonstration of that, because he just had the presence to sit in the pocket. He was going to take a hit, kind of was falling back, and delivered a bullet right to Kroft. That was watching that play, I was kind of like, oh shoot, they're going to get him. He's in deep trouble. It looks like they're going to sack him, or if not, force an errant throw. But he just relaxed and threw a bullet right to Tyler Kroft in the end zone, and that was kind of a throw where it's really clicked to me that Allen is a special talent, and he's doing some incredible things this year, and threw a great deep ball to Gabriel downfield the next drive after, and that was a throw that also, demonstrated Allen's arm strength. So he threw across his body on that throw and just, flung it downfield. And it was pretty accurate, too. Gabriel was able to, drag the other toe and get both in bounce. But I think this is you also got to credit Sean McDermott when you look at the Bills. This is a team that kind of had struggled, but, Doug McDermott came in and brought a lot of positivity to this franchise, this organization, and led them to 2 playoff appearances now. The first one was the first time in, 20-some years, a couple years ago. But and this is a talented defense that they've built, through the draft in, Tremaine Edmonds, Tre'Davious White, Micah Hyde, free agency, Ed Oliver, doing a lot of good things. Not only everyone talks about Josh Allen, this is a defense that, is doing a lot of great things, respectively on their side of the ball. But, they let the Rams, they can't get really too lax, though. They let the Rams get back in it. You saw, Goff in that offense, getting their rhythm of doing their motions and stuff. And, you can't let them get in a rhythm. That's why they fought back. But what an incredible drive that was at the end by Allen to, convert the 3rd and long to Beasley and just keep avoiding sacks. I thought that he was being, it was almost getting too comfortable in the pocket and was just allowing the pass rush to come in. It's one thing to be composed, but you can't let the pass rush, you got to step up or roll out at some point because you can't let the pass rushers collapse you. But, Aaron Donald had that big sack, and they still were able to, put together that that late touchdown once again to Tyler Kroft, who had a great football game for Buffalo. But it almost wonder if this is like the passing of the torch if the Bills are about to take over the Patriots, because at some point the Pats dynasty, whether Patriots fans want to hear it or not, that dynasty is going to end, and obviously some team will take the reins. It looks like the Bills could do that. That's why I'm really stoked for the the Patriots matchup this year, because New England last year, what was it? I think they did won both games, but it looks like sometimes it just takes that one win and you get that confidence, and then you kind of become that team because you have the confidence to know that you can beat them, and you just continue your role of dominance. It's kind of like Clemson versus Florida State in the ACC for a long time. Clemson was very good, but they couldn't get past Florida State. There was that obstacle in the way, and then they finally beat them, and then they kind of took that reign. And then you saw even in the NFL, at a smaller, not as an extreme case, but I thought that the Chiefs were that team to the Patriots a couple years ago. Mahomes couldn't get past Tom Brady in New England, and then last year they didn't end up playing them in the playoffs, but they were definitely the better team, and that the New England obstacle wasn't in the way, and the Chiefs were able to go all the way. But that's the Bills are a team to watch out for moving forward. This is a scary team if Josh Allen keeps playing this way, and good for Josh Allen. He's a very talented guy, and it's good to see that he's putting it all together. So next I want to get into, Nick Foles has, really saved the day in that Chicago game. That was a game that really thought the Falcons had this one in hand, but, the way the Falcons season's gone, you can't really, no game has really been in hand for them, as they've blown several leads now. The big one to Dallas in last week, and where they let Dallas, get the onside kick. But, Atlanta, part of their problem stems from not being able to run the ball late. But, Nick Foles came in and he looked confident. He looked like he was ready to make plays, and really just held nothing back. And it was good to see him get Anthony Miller involved, because I think Trubisky was really holding Anthony Miller back, holding this, I think he's holding this whole passing game hostage. That's why I think the switch was inevitable. I knew it was going to come at some time this season, but I thought it was going to come earlier. But, Trubisky kind of did enough, torched the Lions secondary after, they had several guys get injured. And then last week was good enough to beat a horrible Giants team. But this is Nick Foles. It's too bad, Super Bowl MVP, and he was replaced by Wentz, who I've done a take on why he's overrated. Wentz really has done nothing other than that hot start that before he got injured that led to Nick Foles taking the run. But it's it'll be interesting to see. Obviously, the Colts will watch the film and they'll make adjustments to Nick Foles' play this week, and we'll see how it goes versus Indianapolis. But the next thing I want to talk about is I hate the overtime rules in the NFL. I hate that they end in a tie. I think that I've always said they should take the college football overtime rules and put those into place, because like with that, it's and then instead of going for, you can kick the extra point to start, I think they should make you go for 2 in that case, so that there's a better chance of early on you getting increases the odds of one team winning earlier. So after you score a touchdown, you got to go for 2, and then the other team gets a chance to match. And but you have to go for 2, increasing the odds, because the odds of the one team scoring a touchdown at 2 point and then the other team countering with a touchdown at 2 point is very slim. And that's what I say, because the Eagles had a chance to hit a long play and get in field goal range and potentially win, and then they just punted, basically saying, hey, we want to tie, because Cincinnati had no timeouts. It was like 12 or 13 seconds left, and you knew that they couldn't really do anything with no timeouts, so it's basically saying that we're going to tie. But so 0-2-1 now for the Bengals and Eagles. It's been a rough start, but I'd rather be in the Bengals situation than the Eagles, because man, the Eagles this is a team that's loaded on defense. Their defense was just disrupted that whole game. Burrow had hardly any time to throw. They collapsed the pocket, several times. Part of that's because Cincinnati's a bad offensive line, but the Eagles are still a very talented defense. Brandon Graham has been doing it for a long time at defensive end, and this is an Eagles team that's really not living up to the expectations that were upon them this year, and it's really too bad to see, because with all that talent, especially on the defensive side of the ball. But it's too bad, and really too bad, because Carson Wentz is I still think he's a talented guy. He hasn't really done anything, and Joe Burrow is doing a lot with hardly anything, a poor offensive line, and AJ Green is just not getting the separation he was when he was younger. And but the Bengals, you can sense that this is a team that is going to get better week by week. But thanks for tuning in this episode of Big Time Football Talk. Until next time, peace.